If your grandparents or maybe other baby boomers give you grief about how it was harder back in their day to buy a home, check out this graph by the Data Boys. As you can see, year over year, the median home price skyrockets while income pretty much stays stagnant. Now, if you live in San Diego, double that median home price and double the income, maybe a little bit less. So what do? Find out on this month's monthly market update. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, great to see you again. My name's Ian Collins and I'm your real estate advisor for San Diego County. And this is your monthly market update for June. First, we're gonna go over 3 metrics and see how the market is trending, more of a data-driven approach. And then we're gonna go over the mortgage rates and how they fluctuated last month and see if there's any correlation to help us predict where the market is going. And at the end, I'm gonna give you a few tips and tricks to either buy or sell a home and get the best deal possible. So let's get after it. First up, median sales price. Everybody's favorite. Unfortunately, nothing too statistically crazy to report, especially month over month. As you can see, for the month of May, the median home price was $1,091,750, which is only a $8,000, give or change, $8,250 decrease from April, which was $1.1 million for single family homes. Now, if you slide over to the right of that, you'll see the condos and townhomes are attached. For the month of May, it was $685,000. For April, it was $686,000, so a decrease of $1,000. So month over month, nothing really statistically significant to hang your hat on. But now slide over to year over year, the blue and red to the left of the graph. You'll see from 2023 to 2024, we had a 14% increase. May 2023, the median sales price for single family homes was $955,000. And then this last month, in May, it was $1,091,750. So 14% increase, even with these mortgage rates and the chaos that's going on in the market and everybody, going nuts, still had a 14% increase. So yeah. Now, if you slide over, you see condos and townhomes are attached. You'll see there was a 7.5% increase from 2023 to 2024, which right around half with single family homes. Still a significant increase despite the mortgage rates and the chaos that's going on with that. Slide down to the historical median sales price by month and you can see the graph that's slowly trending upward, and we've seen a couple decreases, but it just bounces right back, and that's median sales price. What I want you to get away from this is that the homes are still appreciating. So if you're trying to wait for this right time to buy a deal, or that home prices are going to all of a sudden drop, they haven't dropped in the last 12 years truly by any significant amount. So take that in consideration when you're planning to time the market. Next, we have days on market, or how long it takes homes to sell. So remember, this metric is an average for San Diego County as a whole, which includes Borrego Springs. I know we always forget about that area, but it's technically part of San Diego County. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you need to look at your single community and pull data for that. San Diego is a city made up of villages, and every village acts differently. So if you're looking to buy a home and you want to see how long a home stays on the market and how fast it's moving, make sure you pull it for that community. If you're looking to sell a home, same thing applies. You want to see how long it's going to be on the market, make sure you pull your village. So once again, month over month, nothing too statistically significant for single family homes. It was 27 days on market average. For condos and townhomes, it was 26, which was a decrease of 2 days. Kind of significant. If you look over to the left, year over year, there was a huge jump up from 2022 to 2023 for single family homes, but then pretty much stayed the same from 29 to 27 from 2023 to 2024. Now, the one you want to pay attention to is there's been a slight steady increase for condos and townhomes. You look at 2022, it was 16 days, even faster than single family homes. And then in 2023, it was 23 days, and in 2024, it's 26 days. So condos are kind of trending up, staying on the market a little bit longer. I wouldn't make that as any doomsday that condos aren't a good idea to buy or sell. Still are. If you go down to the historical days on market by month, you'll see it's been steadily trending downward with little peaks and valleys here and there, but nothing too statistically significant. I don't know how much faster the market can move here in San Diego, to be honest. Next, inventory of homes for sale. A very important statistic to pay attention to, especially in regards to supply and demand. As supply or inventory goes up, prices or demand is supposed to go down, except in San Diego, where we do what we want. Where supply goes up and home prices go up, it just breaks and defies every single economic principle that the rest of the world seems to play into. Perfect example, take a look at the blue graph to the left. In May 2023, the inventory of homes was 1,866 homes. It makes sense, right? Decrease from 2022 because interest rates went up, people got nervous, stopped buying homes. Okay, then 2024, this year, it jumped up by 30% to 2,426 homes. But wait a minute, look back at the median home prices. We had a 14.3% increase of median sales price from 2023 to 2024. But we also had a 30% increase in inventory. This is defying the laws of supply and demand. Now, I have a whole master's in business administration, and I've been racking my brain trying to understand what these metrics mean. People have been waiting to buy homes in San Diego, and the demand is so high that a certain amount of inventory increase doesn't affect home prices, because people have been sitting on the sidelines and waiting. The true question is, at how much inventory or increase of inventory will we start to see home prices start to go down? The other side to that is, do we have that inventory and be able to increase inventory to that point where it triggers demand to go down? If you look at the historical inventory of homes for sale month by month, doesn't look like anytime soon, even though we had a 30% increase in inventory, we will ever get back to 2019 or 2016 levels. That's my take on it. If you have another theory of what's happening and why we're defying the laws of supply and demand, put in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Before we cover mortgage rates, if you're thinking about selling your home, check out my flexible commission program starting as low as 1%. It's the only program like it in San Diego County. You can make over 60% more on the sale of your home by merely not overpaying for services that you don't need. It's simple. I created 3 packages that range from the silver essential package all the way to the full concierge platinum package. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. And on top of that, there's no long-term contracts and you can cancel at any time. To learn more, check out my video in the description below or book a free, no obligation phone call. Regardless if it makes sense for us to work together or not, you'll walk away with a better understanding of what to expect from a realtor you work with. All right, next we have everyone's favorite or least favorite, mortgage rates. We scroll back to May 2nd when the graph first starts. Once again, these are conventional loans, and although rates will change depending on loan type, FHA, VA, whatever, they still move in the same direction. So it's good to kind of see how they're flexing, peaks and valleys. So we go to May 2nd, we start off at 7.22%. As you can see, we kind of dropped down a little bit to 7.09, 7.02, and we kind of hit a valley at 6.94% in May 23rd. And then we kind of had a slight uptick towards the end of May to 7.03. So if you look at the graph for the whole, this is the 1 year mark. A year ago today, June 15th, 2023, rates were about 6.69. So you see that the highest rate was 7.79% in October, and we've kind of bottomed out and kind of keeping below the 7.5 mark, but unfortunately above the 6.5 mark. What to take away from this is that the rates have sort of been standardized for the last year, give or take. Obviously there's some little peaks and valleys, but overall all those gurus that were like, oh, we're gonna expect 6 mortgage rates drops this year. All right, it's already June. Well, if they're gonna be 6, they better be every month, and Fed doesn't meet that many times, so I don't see there's gonna be that many substantial cuts. Bottom line is, the rates are here to stay. If your whole plan is to wait for rates to go down, probably not the best idea. But on the same token, realize that the rates being higher gives some people the leg up depending on the situation that you're in. If you're buying a true starter home, having 7% interest rate at right between 6.5 and 7.5 interest rate keeps some people at bay. So you're gonna be competing with less people, having less competition overall, which is a good thing. If rates go down, so be it. But at the end of the day, if you wait on rates, every month that you wait, your buying power diminishes. So if you could have bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, whatever home 6 months ago, now you might be looking at a 2-bedroom home, because not unless your job, unlike most Americans, is paying 14% bonuses, or you're getting paid 14% more every year, the home prices is skyrocketing or going up faster than your income is. Keep that in consideration. Instead, buy something you can afford. And if you're looking to downsize or do anything like that, you're also in a good position in the sense that you're going to have less competition with the other buyers. You still have all that equity because the home prices keep going up, but you're not going to have as many people competing for the same homes, especially if you're downsizing. Keep that in mind. Once again, I'm not trying to push you to buy or sell. Just realize that these are the facts. You see it in front of you, that interest rates have been pretty much staying the same, but yet home prices continue to go up. Once again, if you need to talk more about your specific situation, click the link below and we can talk all about it. Next, I'm gonna give you a few tips depending on your current situation. First, if you're looking to buy a home and you wanna find a great deal, here's the first tip that I would get you. Besides hiring a realtor that knows what they're doing, which you've been beaten to ad nauseum with that, is making sure that your realtor is trying to find the human error. What do I mean by that? Homes that are misrepresented in MLS. I found a great deal for one of my clients because the listing agent didn't put in MLS that it was a home and not a condo, and it scared away all these people. And I saw this one home sold in 2 weeks, but this other home had been on the market for like a month and a half, which is not standard for Southern California. So dug a little deeper and compared the two listings. One was listed correctly and the other one wasn't. Happened to be the other listing agent wasn't from the area and didn't know how to designate the property because they were from, I think, Long Beach or somewhere, whatever. Second, realize that agents are mistaken. This is the second human factor. One of the things that they do, and listing agents and realtors do, is they copy other people's listing description. How does that benefit you? For example, when I bought my condo, this area, the HOA in Rancho Bernardo, didn't have fire insurance. As you see, most people lost home insurance. This condo had been on the market for like 6-7 months, which is absolutely ridiculous in Rancho Bernardo. So when I looked at all the listing descriptions, every listing agent had put the same listing description: non-QM loan. Non-QM loans means doesn't apply for FHA or VA financing. So that scares away a lot of buyers in San Diego, especially for a condo. So I called my lender. I was like, does this complex, is it VA approved? He's like, yes. Did a little more digging, and turns out that for about 2 months, the complex hadn't had enough insurance to be VA or FHA approved. Even the HOA documents, the CCNR said it's not VA approved, which is further from the truth because we looked it up look at it. I still bought it with my VA loan. What happens was all the listing agents copied each other's description and didn't update it. There was about a month, all these homes could not qualify for VA or FHA financing. But after that 2 months, instead of staying on top of their listings in diligence, they just left it there. And what it did is cause a bunch of the units in this complex to not sell. If you're looking to buy a home, that's an incredible asset. Because I got mine about $50,000 under list price. But once again, make sure you hire someone that doesn't just send you a drip. You should get a drip, don't get me wrong, a drip email, basically all the new listings come on the market, but have someone that's actively looking for you, they know what to look for. The last tip I'll leave you with before we head on to the current event that's really important is be careful of the reverse bid strategy. What is that? First, think about if you're hiring a contractor, say redo a bathroom. Contract number 1 says $15,000, number 2 says $14,000, number 3 says $13,000. And what they're doing is underbidding to get the contract. And once they do get the contract, they're going to increase their prices with growth work. In real estate, it's the exact opposite. What these realtors do is one will say your home's worth $850, next will say $9, next will say $950, with all intention of getting your listing, putting it on the market, and then cutting the price every 2 weeks. Why is this bad for you? If you overprice your listing when it goes to the market, you will sell it for less than market value, 9 times out of 10. If you list it accordingly at market value, or I like to say 1% under market value, you will get substantially more offers and your home will sell faster for more money in a shorter amount of time with the best terms. So be careful of the reverse bidding strategy. Make sure when you sit down and talk with an agent about selling your home that they justify why they think your home is worth what it is. Have them bring what we call comps or comparables for the neighborhood to show you like, hey, this home just sold, it's comparable to yours, this one, and let them explain their train of thinking. Otherwise, you could be stuck on the market paying mortgages that you didn't need to if you would have just listed at the correct price at the beginning. And unfortunately, I've been seeing this over and over recently, and the sad part is all it does is hurt your bottom line. So be careful of the reverse bid strategy. And lastly, my current events for this month. One big current event that I really like that's coming up is this new law. It's called AB 968. It's a law that's targeted towards real estate flippers. Basically what the law is trying to do is force flippers to get out of the, I didn't live there so I don't know what's wrong with the home. Yeah, you did, bro. So what the law does is force people that own their home for under, I think 1 to 4 units under 18 months to not only disclose and pull the permits for you for any of the construction work they did, which is telltale sign because they don't have permits. That means they didn't do it right. Second, they'll have to give you contact information to the contractors that did any work, and they have to report any work done over $500. Basically, what they're making it is harder for them to be shady, which will help you guys tremendously. I get it. With the appreciation like it is in San Diego, it brings everybody and their mother into this flipping game, and what they do is they buy a home, put lipstick on a pig, sell it for twice the amount, and try to get you to buy it, which is not fair. And you end up living in it for a couple months and you find all these catastrophic issues with the home, and the seller's free and clear because they didn't live in it. So hopefully AB 968 kind of pushes out all those shitty flippers, and all the good contractors that are honorable and they do the right thing and they do a good job will shine through. The next current event is probably the most important. California is making a bunch of changes to all the real estate contracts. I think it's like 67 to 70. Now I'm not going to go over all of them here because that would bore you to death. But if you're a contract geek and you want me to do a video on it and we go line by line, put in the comments below and I'll make a video for you. But there's some parts of these contracts that you need to understand and don't get yourself in a bind. The first one is that the buyer's representation agreement. There's two ways you fill it out, either exclusive or non-exclusive. If it's exclusive, that means for some reason, say you stop working with said realtor and you buy another home within 30 days or whatever they allot it to be, then you might have to pay two different realtors. Now I will hope that most realtors would not enforce this, but there are people in this industry that really are trying to make every single penny. So don't put yourself in the bind. Whereas the non-exclusive, you're free and clear to separate the agreement and you don't owe them anything. Now, why does that matter to you? Say you sign the exclusive agreement with some realtor that your mom's best friends, third cousins, previous dog owners, ex-husband referred you to, and say this cheap realtor for some reason made you sign an exclusive buyer's agreement for a 3% fee, which is exorbitantly too much for a buyer's agent. You find the house that you absolutely love, that's in your budget, what you need, everything you wanted. But when you go to submit an offer on the home, you find out that the seller is only offering 2%, but you signed the agreement for 3%. So now the agent has a couple things they're going to do to you. Either they say, hey, you can't buy that house, which is a terrible idea. B, you're going to have to finance that extra 1% to pay me. Remember that just because now you can pay the agents doesn't mean that sellers are adjusting prices or the home prices in San Diego are going down. You're just going to be paying more to this agent. Whereas if you would have signed a non-exclusive agreement, you could have cut that agent like a bad habit and found an agent that would have done it for what the seller was offering. So protect yourself. Don't sign exclusive agreements. They only last 90 days, but they can extend you out after your agreement for another, I think, 90 days. Just do non-exclusives and protect yourself. Another big change is coming that affects both buyers and sellers is that they're adding another contingency. You already know that they have the inspection contingency, the appraisal contingency, and the loan contingency, but now they're adding the insurance contingency. Essentially, you have to be able to get insurance on the home in order to close escrow and change ownership. Now, we know for the past year, it's been crazy with insurance, big companies leaving because of earthquakes or fire, or maybe it's just too expensive for who knows. So the way forward that I found is that having a list of insurance companies that still operate in California will make it so much easier for you to buy a home. If you look on my Instagram link, or I'll put in the description below, there's a California Department of Insurance and it lists all the companies that are still operating in California. So that's step one. Step two is I'm trying to align myself with an insurance broker that can speed it up. Because remember, when you're in contract, we have timelines. And if we can't get the insurance by a certain time, we'll have to either extend it or fall escrow. Bad news. Basically, it's a big change coming and agents are going to have to really adjust to this. And if you're selling your home, what I would do if I was your listing agent is make sure that I have that list of insurance companies or a broker to refer to the buyer's agent, because they might not have one. It will help you get through the entire contract without any hiccups. So those were the two most important changes that I saw that would directly affect you as the buyer or seller. But stay tuned, and as more stuff rolls out, I'll keep you informed, and I'll also give you strategies on how to navigate all the contractual, obstacles that they seem to be putting in front of you, so you don't get to a place where you don't want to be. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, like and subscribe to this video, and help me out on my channel. Follow me on Instagram, since messaging is so much easier on there instead of YouTube. And check these videos if you have any other questions. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.